Some companies have left and gone to Ivory Coast, where it's easier to do business. Our aim is to reverse that. And so one of the key components is, one, a coherent, practical, transparent incentive regime that is based on performance. And as NASA said, with very little discretion. So we remove the corruption component out. 2, build these agroecological parks so that you meet the requirements of both domestic private investors and foreign investors with land where there's no title disputes. One of the big companies told us that they want to expand their business. When they started the construction, one family came, said they owned the land. Another family came, they said they owned the land. Finally, the military came and said they owned the land. So they cannot move. One of the big pineapple growers and fresh fruits, as well as orange juice and pineapple juice, mixed producers and exporters, and dry fruit exporters, proposed an expansion of its raw material base by growing more pineapples and whatever, only to discover that the land that they had paid for several years ago, which they had earmarked for this expansion and growth program, was being used by sand winners, supported by the police as land guards. You cannot build industry or agriculture with this confusion around land and without enforcement of the relevant provisions of the law that protects investors. So that's number 2. 3, you cannot build an economy, build a private sector with 36% interest rate. It's not going to happen. You may deceive yourself, but it won't happen. And nor can you build an investor-friendly private sector response if the tenor of your loans is 12 months or 24 months. You're looking for patient growth capital that allows for expansion, and that allows for capacity utilization, and that allows for local content raw materials. And then you cannot create an environment where you increase output through crop yields, better on-farm maintenance, if the rain period, particularly in the savannah and the northern section, is only a few months in the year, and sometimes because of climate change, it doesn't come at all. So you have drought. In fact, as I'm speaking now, there are droughts in certain parts of the country. So your only countervailing measure is to have water. So you provide land, water, connectivity, because without connectivity, you cannot communicate, you cannot move data at a fast pace, and energy. So if you have all these components, then the private sector feels very comfortable to invest.